The bank account said $847.32. Rent was $1,200. Due in 2 weeks. Marcus stared at his laptop screen in his cramped Chicago apartment. His hands were shaking. Not from fear anymore, from exhaustion. For 18 months, he'd done everything the success gurus told him to do. Wake up at 5 a.m., send 50 cold emails daily, make endless calls, work until midnight. Result? 11 rejections this month alone. "I'm done," he whispered. But here's the twist nobody tells you about giving up. Marcus slept until 9 a.m. for the first time in a year. It felt illegal, like breaking some unwritten rule of success. Instead of opening his laptop to send desperate pitch emails, he made pancakes from scratch. Real ones, the way his mom taught him. He sat at his tiny kitchen table and did something crazy. He wrote down 3 new rules. 1. Only take projects that actually excite me too. Help people because it feels good, not because it might pay off. 3. Stop checking my bank account every single hour. If I'm going broke anyway, Marcus thought, I might as well enjoy the ride down. What happened next shocked him. 1 week later, Mrs. Chin knocked on his door. She was 72 and owned the flower shop downstairs. "Marcus, honey, I heard you do computer things. My shop needs a new sign and maybe some business cards. I can't pay much, but..." "I'll do it for free," Marcus interrupted. The old Marcus would have calculated the return on investment. The new Marcus? He just wanted to make Mrs. Chun smile. He spent that afternoon designing her a logo. Cherry blossoms forming into a heart. Simple, beautiful. When Mrs. Chin saw it, she cried. She insisted on paying something, $100, and a hug that smelled like roses and cinnamon. Marcus took the money. He didn't check his bank account. 3 days later, his phone rang. "Is this Marcus Rodriguez? Mrs. Chin showed me your work. I own 6 restaurants in downtown Chicago. We need a complete rebrand." The contract? $15,000. Marcus hung up the phone and just sat there, stunned. This was more than he'd made in the past 6 months combined. And he hadn't been trying to get it. Over the next month, something weird kept happening. When he stopped desperately reaching out to people, they started reaching out to him. When he stopped obsessing over his website, he had energy to create better work. When he stopped worrying about money, opportunities appeared from the most random places. The restaurant owner introduced him to a tech startup founder. That founder knew someone launching a new app. Each connection felt natural, not forced. Marcus was doing the same work. But everything had changed. Marcus sat in his favorite coffee shop, the one he could finally afford to visit regularly. He opened his laptop and pulled up his bank account. $43,287.52. He blinked, checked again. Same number. In 6 months, he'd made more money than the previous 2 years combined, by not trying to make money. Sarah, the barista who became his friend, noticed his shocked expression. "You okay?" "I just realized something insane," Marcus said. "I'm making more money now than when I was killing myself trying to make money." Sarah smiled. "My grandma always said, when you stop chasing butterflies, they land on your shoulder. Here's the thing nobody tells you about success. Desperation has a smell." When Marcus was frantically chasing every opportunity, potential clients could sense it. They felt the desperation in his emails, heard it in his voice, saw it in how quickly he agreed to low rates. But when he stopped chasing, something shifted. He started doing work he actually cared about, being picky about projects, treating people like humans, not walking wallets, creating from joy instead of fear, and people noticed. They wanted to work with someone who seemed confident, not desperate. Someone who loved what they did. The paradox was beautiful. Success came when he stopped chasing it. Marcus now runs a design studio in a real office, right next to Mrs. Chen's flower shop. She still brings him tea and cookies. They laugh about how a $100 logo changed everything. But Marcus knows the truth. The logo didn't change anything. What changed was him. The moment he stopped running and started walking. The moment he stopped grasping and started giving. The moment he realized success isn't something you chase. It's something that finds you when you're too busy doing what you love to notice. When new designers ask Marcus for advice, he tells them something that sounds crazy. Stop trying so hard to succeed. Focus on being useful. Focus on doing work that makes you proud. Focus on helping people who need help. The success part? That's just a side effect of doing good work for the right reasons. They usually look at him like he's lost his mind. Marcus just smiles. He knows they'll understand eventually. Probably on some random Tuesday morning when they're tired of chasing and ready to start living. That night, Marcus took down all his motivational posters. Hustle harder. Never give up. Success is just around the corner. He replaced them with one simple note. Do good work. Help good people. The rest will follow. The irony still makes him laugh. He spent years chasing money and found none. Then he spent months ignoring money, and it found him. But it's not really irony. It's just life teaching what his grandmother tried to tell him all along. Baby, you can't grab water with a closed fist. You gotta cup your hands and let it flow to you. Marcus finally understood. Success works the same way. The lesson? When you release your desperate grip on success, success finally has room to breathe. When anxiety about the outcome disappears, performance improves. When you focus on the process instead of the prize comes to you. Marcus learned that success isn't a destination you sprint toward. It's a companion that walks beside you when you're headed in the right direction for the right reasons. And the direction isn't forward or upward. It's inward first, then outward to others. 6 years later, Marcus's company has 12 employees. Revenue last year? $780,000. But here's what he's most proud of. Every new designer who walks through his door gets the same advice he wishes he'd heard at the beginning. Stop chasing. Start creating. The money will follow the value, not the hustle. And you know what? It always does.